everybody. Welcome online, our wonderful guests on Facebook. We're thrilled you're here. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful Sunday morning, Concordia Center for Spiritual Living. We're going to open it up with some thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Good morning, Concordia. My name is Brian Fisk, and I'm here to welcome you to this service. And we are Concordia, Centers for Spiritual Living. For those of you who are here for the first time, welcome, and online. And I'm going to open this service a little bit by just asking everybody to come inside your own space and acknowledge the presence. And know that today's service has already done perfection, opened up in greatness. Open up your heart to yourself and the pathways, the things that you desire. Peace, love, harmony. And extend that out into the world as you go out into the day, as I know it is already done through this service. Together we say, and so it is.
And so it is.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Before we begin, I just got a little card from the D'Amico family. Just wanted to let you know how much Concordia meant to them for sending off their beautiful gift of Ron, who used to sing with us. He passed away suddenly. It said, Dear John, never have we been more aware of how much our family and friends mean to us. Your thoughtfulness did so much to ease our sorrow. The family of Ronald R. D'Amico. Just a little note. Gratitude for him. Okay, please join us now for this wonderful opportunity of a meditative bowl ringing.
You're welcome to join in any of the sacred toning that we'll be doing. Any kind of movement that you would like to do, maybe clap your hands, do whatever. You know, wonderful other musicians up here who are going to join us. As I'm often asked, do I plan this, or do we plan any of this? We do not. It comes from Spirit, comes from Source within. And so I ask that each of you go to Source within and find if you need some healing somewhere, or some gratitude, or just beautifulness in your own hearts, your own space, your own sacred space. If you have any questions afterwards, I'll be glad to talk to you about it. Just know this is for you. It becomes something that seems uncomfortable for you. Oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes it's because it's bringing up something uncomfortable that we need to address. So I ask that you just stay with it if you can, and oftentimes it'll resolve. It's something that brings up an uncomfortable feeling that will resolve through the process. Or we'll have you sitting with it, knowing that that's something you might need to deal with. So thank you for this time, and enjoy the meditation.
So I invite you to stay in the presence of the moment in your body, whatever experience you are having. Just notice, be aware, with a gentle compassion and acceptance. My name is Tracy. I am a practitioner here at Concordia. I'm going to lead you in 1 minute of silent meditation, and then I will speak a prayer, an affirmative prayer, and you're invited to take the words as your own if you are so moved. As I stand in this moment, in this place, on holy ground, knowing that holy ground is wherever I am, wherever each one is. I acknowledge the power and the presence of the one life. That life that weaves everything together. It is the essence of harmony, love, wisdom, clarity. I know that each of these attributes of the one life inform, inspire, and demonstrate as my life. I know that my being, my body, my mind, my heart, I am holy ground. I am the holy ground. I know this for each one here, each one within the sound of my voice, and each one beyond. Each one is the holy ground. Each one is the demonstration of life itself. Each one is an expression and an experience of that life. Each one has all of the attributes, the wisdom, the clarity, the love to guide, inspire, inform. Whatever is necessary and needed to show up for each one's present moment, there is a power accessible. There is a power that allows each one to know what is necessary and needed to be in the moment. I acknowledge that there is challenge. I acknowledge that there is difficulty. I acknowledge that there is suffering. And yet, at the highest level of life itself, there is harmony and balance. And so I turn to this harmony and balance, knowing that I have exactly what is necessary and needed to move through any challenge, any seeming separation, any seeming disharmony, any seeming difficulty that might be showing itself in my life. I know that the presence of Spirit is the practice that allows me to navigate these troubled waters. And so feeling the confidence, feeling the awareness, feeling connectivity, I release any thoughts of separation, and I stand on holy ground in whatever moment is present for me. And I know that this time together, that each one is holy ground. Each one is grounded in holiness. Each one is the demonstration of God. And so with gratitude in my heart for this awareness, with gratitude in my very belly of my being, I release this prayer to the action of law, knowing it is done, it is so, it is complete already. Please join me in affirming this truth by saying, and so it is.
Good morning once again. Thank you, Tracy. Very peaceful, meaningful in these times we live in. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. And I'd like to introduce our speaker today, Dr. Toni LaMotta. And Dr. Toni LaMotta is a provocative and inspiring international professional speaker. #1 best-selling author, master teacher, certified Enneagram 4 conscious living instructor, master quantum living coach. I'll think about that one for a minute. A quantum living coach. To me, that means she's effective anywhere in the universe at any time, and I believe that to be true about her, as I do believe that to be true about everyone here. She has a vision of changing the way the world views midlife and aging to help people become their authentic selves and make progress on their spiritual journeys. She was the founding and senior minister of the Sarasota Celebration Center and is currently the president of Paths to Transformation, as well as the education coordinator for the Integral Christian Network. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce her. Thank you so much.
Good morning, Concordia. Today I'm inviting you to take a very deep breath and to feel your feet under you upon the ground. You might even want to wiggle your toes for a bit. And really notice the connection between your feet and the ground. The ground beneath us, the soil, the sacred earth, is holy. And so today we're opening our hearts to something that's ancient but ever-present and something that's, I believe, profoundly hopeful. The recognition that the Holy Land is everywhere. You know, we're taking a deeper look today at what it means to honor the land. So I invite you to say an affirmation with me. I'll say it once and then repeat it. I embrace the holy nature of the earth.
I embrace
the holy nature of the earth. And as you sit grounded, let that word land. And if you're comfortable enough, close your eyes for a minute and mentally send some gratitude to the earth. Feeling your connection with the divine in everything and everyone around you. And then as we open our eyes, we also open our hearts today to honor the indigenous people. It's called Indigenous People Day. And we align with the truth that has always been known to the Native people, that the Holy Land is everywhere. Not just in faraway temples, not only on pilgrimage, but right here under our feet, in our backyards, in our cities, in our very bodies. Now, we've been conditioned to think Holy Land as something external. You have to go to Jerusalem or Mecca or maybe the Vatican, but I believe what New Thought teaches us is to decentralize the sacred. That is to see the divine everywhere. And Ernest Holmes reminds us that the combined intelligence of humanity couldn't create the life of a plant. Yet the intelligence in the creative soil of the earth will produce as many of us, as many as we ask for, when we plant the seed of what we wish to have created. I love that. Isn't it beautiful that the earth already knows how to be abundant? Just as plants flourish with care, so do our minds. When we plant positivity and water them with affirmations. No, this is the truth. I believe it was Ralph Waldo Emerson who said the whole of nature is a metaphor of the human mind. And the indigenous traditions embody that truth. For many Native Americans, the earth is not something to use, it's something to revere. Black Elk, who was a holy Lakota man, once said, "The Holy Land is everywhere." Lakotas speak of Mitakuyasin, meaning all my relations. And the Hopis see the earth as mother, not metaphorically, but literally. The land isn't separate from spirit. It is spirit made visible. And I once read an article by, and I think it was a Cherokee editor who said, the ground you stand on, your kitchen floor, your garden, the path you might walk to work, is as sacred as any cathedral. And that kind of stuck with me, because when we look out there for holy experiences, all the time, we're always looking outside of ourselves. But what if, or, I'll get there when, or I'll be there if. But what if holiness is right here and right now? Just think of the way the sunlight spills into the windows across your morning coffee, or the silence you hear before a child starts to laugh, or the wind that's whispering through trees. Those aren't just poetic, they're portals. They're invitations to a new way of seeing. It reminds me of a line from the poet Wendell Berry. It said, "There are no unsacred places. There are only sacred places and desecrated places." So in our modern world, we've forgotten. We pave over some of the miracles. We turn sacred soil into commodities. But today, let's reclaim reverence as the highest form of consciousness. So my question for you to ponder this week, how often do you allow yourself to live in awe? Really noticing, really being present to whatever is. It was in 1854 that Chief Seattle spoke words that I think echo through our time. Every part of the earth is sacred to my people. Every shining pine needle, every sanding shore, every mist in the dark woods, all are holy in the memory and experience of my people. That phrase, every part is sacred, is our compass today. It invites us to a whole new way of seeing, not as owners of the earth, but as participants in a sacred relationship. He then went on to say, we love the earth as a newborn loves its mother's heartbeat. So if you still our land, love it as we have loved it. Care for it as we have cared for it. Hold in your mind the memory of the land as it is when you receive it. Preserve the land for all children and love it as God loves us. As we're part of the land, it's also you are part of the land. The earth is precious to us. One thing we know is only one God. No man, be he red or white, can be apart. We are brothers after all. How do we honor the words of Chief Seattle? I believe that we begin with responsibility. I am very blessed to be teaching at a university part-time, and I'm currently teaching a course in cultural diversity. And I started to realize how many people are actually beginning talking about diversity and inclusion. It's one of the buzzwords of our century. But unfortunately, at the beginning of it, as this nation, we are beginning to wake up a little bit to the history of our land, the genocide of the native peoples and the attempted erasure of their culture. And I think that's a painful truth, but it's also a doorway to healing. The holiday once called Columbus Day is being reimagined as Indigenous People Day. And the first American museum opened its doors in 2021, and stories once silenced are finally being spoken out loud. And so when we honor Indigenous wisdom, we step into a larger truth. We stop seeing the earth as something to conquer and begin to see it as something to revere. That, in the words of our theme this month, is the glow up of our time. I remember standing on a mountain trail in Alpine, California, a part of San Diego. That's where I had my first church. And I was a religious science minister over 30 years ago. Anyway, it was far from the noise. And when I stood there, I remember suddenly realizing that the ground under my feet was actually alive. It wasn't just dirt to walk on. It was holy. Every rock, every blade of grass seemed to be whispering, I belong to God. I am God. And I thought, how differently would I live if I walked through life aware that every step is on holy land? So how do we live like it's there everywhere? And I think the first point I'd like to make is that we need to start taking more reverent attention. Slow it down and really see the rhythms of nature. Watch how the sun rises every day without being asked, and how the moon stays loyal to the tides. It's, this isn't science, it's a sacred choreography going on. The earth can teach us so much about how to live. I think that's true of my cat as well. She shows me how to live in the now. Like there's nothing, the only time that I hear her not knowing it's right now is when she's hungry and meowing for some food. But most of the time, our animals, our plants, they live in the current moment. And so one of the other things the indigenous traditions teach us that we don't own the land, but we are related to it. We're in relationship. Think of this. You're in relationship with rivers and mountains and animals and air. Not as dominators, not as we're here and that's for us, but as kin. So I want to ask another question today. What would change if I related to the earth as a relative rather than a resource? Can I see that? And so if I do, I begin to bless my home, no matter how cluttered it might be or how I may be longing for more space. I can play barefoot in the grass. And even when you get composting, those of you who compost, that's a sacrament. Let your spiritual practice become embodied, rooted right in the soil and in the seasons. It's amazing what we can learn from nature. And caring for the earth is activism. It's not just politics, it's a form of prayer. From reducing waste to defending sacred lands, it's part of walking the holy path. It's not passive. Reverence is a powerful present. It starts to transform how we walk, when we walk with gratitude, how we eat, if we do it mindfully, how we speak, if we're careful of what's coming out of our mouths, if we building with balance, and even resting as a rhythm. You know, the earth doesn't ask for worship. She asks for remembrance. That we remember we're not above her, but part of her body. And so every experience we have can be sacred. You know, the New Thought, I love that it says, Spirit is present everywhere. And I know Karen Drucker wrote a fun song, There is no spot where God is not. You know, I think of that when I'm struggling sometimes, or if I'm in pain. This too is God. Even when, you know, there's hurricanes and thunderstorms, rather than cursing them, I'm recognizing somewhere in this is God as well. But, you know, it's very easy to forget. We rush through our, I don't know about you, but all the to-do lists, and we get swallowed up by responsibilities, and we kind of live in survival mode. But even then, if we could pause just a moment and recognize that life is sacred. Know the sun rises and sets without fail. Flowers push through sidewalks. Seeds, when they're planted, always know how to grow. Ernest Holmes once said, the combined intelligence of humanity couldn't create the life of a plant. Yet the intelligence in the creative soil of the earth will produce as many for us as we ask when we plant the seed. You know, nature is our teacher. We can learn so much about how to live. I think that's extraordinary. The same divine design that pushes a sprout through our soil is at work in us. Willy Wonka said it in a playful way. You want to view paradise? Simply look around and view it. Paradise isn't far away, it's right here under our feet, around us, within us. Holy land is everywhere. And so this whole month, if we want to own the glow up, the message that we're being given all over the world, we have to go to nature. Start looking at plants and how they grow. They don't rush. They don't compare. They don't doubt. They just unfold according to a divine design. How well am I learning from my plants? Think of this, no rushing, no doubting, no comparing. Try that one on as a way to honor the earth. Honor the way the earth gives us so much, and we miss it. And then we can remember, you know, the teaching of New Thoughts is our minds are like soil. What we plant there grows. So are we growing weeds of fear that choke out any possibility, or are we using seeds of affirmation that when we water them with prayer and sunlight, they bloom? That's what happens in our life. Sometimes the most powerful spiritual principle is really very simple. Step outside, breathe the fresh air, run your hands through the grass, hug a tree, you know, watch the clouds. You do that as a kid, lay down and watch the different formations and until your own imagination awakes. So these aren't little things. These are sacred acts that can bring us back home to truth. So here's our invitation. We want to talk openly about how we honor this holy land. Even the hard conversations about climate control or care for our creation. But let's learn from the indigenous voices who they weave science, story, and spirit in a vision of reciprocity with the earth. So let today be a turning point in our own life. So think of it, Indigenous People Day is more than a memory. It's about reclaiming what we forgot, that we're children of the earth, that every step we take can be a prayer, and that holiness isn't a destination. It's a way of seeing, a way of living, a way of being totally present. So I invite us today to walk with some new eyes. Let's tread gently, knowing every step is upon holy land. So I recommend going forth today and at least hug one tree, or notice the humming from an insect, or remember that you're walking on holy land every single step. So may we also tend the soil of our minds as tenderly as we tend the earth. The divine is already here in every stone, every tree, every breath, and in each of us. So feel your body resting on the earth. The way to live in the present moment is simply to ground yourself enough to recognize, I'm breathing, I'm here. My body is feeling 101 sensations all at once. Think of being there is presence. Do we live in our minds and off in the future or in the past? Or are we really living with our feet planted in the here and now? And if you will, you can even whisper to the land, thank you. I walk with you. So we want to start to honor every rock that's on earth or the rocks in our lives. You know, how many of you are struggling with something right now? I would imagine everyone. Something going on in your life. What if in that rock is the divine presence, is the message for you to listen to? What if every tree, every mountain could teach us to live in this present moment? That's what life's about, is learning to live, not gathering more, not accumulating, not being, producing, but simply being. Learn to paint with all the colors of the wind. So I invite us as we rise today to see with fresh eyes and to walk with sacred reverence. And never forget, a holy land is not just a place. It's anywhere you're fully present. And when you're fully present, whatever is happening is holy ground. And we can be grateful. And so it is.
And so it is. Yay! Thank you, Reverend Toni, an amazing awareness of the holiness of the here and now, and that acknowledgement of what is truth. From Mother Earth.
Think you know whatever land you land on. The earth is just a dead thing you can't claim. But I know every rock and tree and creature has a life, has a spirit, has a name. Think the only people who are evil are people who look and think like you. You learn things you never knew, you never knew. Have you ever heard a wolf cry blue on blue? Or asked the grinning bobcat why he grinned? And you sing with all the voices of the mountain, and you paint with all the colors of the wind. And you paint with all the colors of the wind. From the hidden hardwoods of the forest, come taste the sun-sweet berries of the earth. Come roll in all the riches all around you, and for once never wonder about this world. The rainstorm and the river are my brother. The heaven and the other are my friends. And we are all connected to each other in a circle, in a group that never ends. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon? Or let the eagle tell you where he's been? And you sing with all the voices of the mountain. You paint with all the colors of the wind. And you hang with all the colors of the wind. How high does the sycamore grow? You cut it down and never know. You'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon, or whether we are white or copper skin. We need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. We need to paint with all the colors of the wind. We can own the earth and still all the longest earth still. You can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Hello again. I'm Brian Fisk, your host today, and we're going to talk a little bit about news you can use. And Pulse Survey is a survey, out in the community that I encourage everyone to participate in. The survey is your opportunity to express how you feel about your community, how Concordia is for you, and what your possible vision for the future of it. It's very important that we have the broader community. Each and everyone's, I would say, your heartfelt connection to this place matters. There isn't anything that should be unsaid. Let's put it that way. I would really encourage you to express your feelings, your hopes and your dreams for this community, how you would like to see it run. It all matters. You matter, your opinion matters. So please participate in this Pulse survey. How can everyone get access to it?
The QRC code is there, there's a written one downstairs, and it's in the newsletter. The QRC code is in the newsletter.
There is a newsletter, especially for the new folks, that will explain a lot of what goes on around here, especially when I first got here, I didn't know the volume of what really goes on around here, but there is a lot that happens here. So please check in and ask questions. There are no wrong questions. So, Gail, would you like to speak to the?
Yes, I would.
Saturday, that October 18th. So it's the No More Hunger Walk, and this is the 5th annual, and it gets bigger and bigger each year. And we so appreciate anyone who takes part in the walk, or even if you just like to donate, downstairs at the information center, there'll be all kinds of information if you want to make a team or you just want to donate. We will gladly take anything. So this is organized by ourselves and Lakewood Baptist and St. Mark's, which is down the street with all the pumpkins, you can't miss it, and Woodbury Union, which is right in Connecticut. And so it starts at 9 a.m., so that's the registration, but we don't walk until 10. So I know anyone who's coming late, you're still welcome. And you don't have to walk the whole thing. They say it's 2.5 miles, but it doesn't feel like it because we always chat the whole time, and it's over before you know it. So it's a lot of fun, and it benefits our, of course, our food banks and all of our local ones, and especially the Wall Community Action. I know it's not called that anymore, but the West Bay. It's called West Bay now. And all of the food banks. So it's a great, great opportunity to give to our community that needs it so much. So thank you. Any questions? Carla or myself. Okay.
Thank you, Gail. John, would you like to speak to Journey to Happiness?
Good morning, everybody. Reverend Jean is coming this coming week, Sunday, the 26th, 11:30. Oh, 2 weeks. Thank you. The 26th. I got the date right. 2 weeks from today. Thank you, Tracy. Such a blessing. And it's going to be a great time. There's going to be 10 steps to happiness, 10 steps to joy, 10 steps to realizing our good. What's not great about that? Please join us. She's an incredible teacher, speaker, and gifted, sharing, loving kindness. So please, we'll look forward to seeing you. Any information downstairs, if you have any questions, let us know.
And Martha, would you like to speak to the Women's Circle activities?
Yes, I would. Good morning, beloveds. Good morning. So this October, the Women's Circle lands right on Halloween. So, woohoo! We're going to have Samhain celebration on Halloween, which is so cool. So women, please join us for that. It is the time when the veil is thin and we honor our ancestors and we honor the season coming forward of introspection, and we release the harvest and what has gone before, and connect in love and sisterhood as always. And our beloved Pam will be leading us in the ritual, and as usual, others will be participating. And we welcome you all, and we hope to see you all there. So it's October 31st, 6:30 to 8, here in Fellowship Hall. Please join us. Thank you.
And John is going to talk about a meditation group.
That's going to be coming up the Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 11:15, the 15th of November through December 20th. It is amazing to go within and practice meditation and get in alignment with the greater good that is already present, ready to be revealed in each and every one. Opportunity to allow that holiness of sacred ground to bubble forth. Greater spirits, awareness, and grace, and good, and love. It's amazing, so please join us. More information downstairs. Let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you, Brian. So now's the time for us to go within and participate in our conscious giving. So I invite you to go within and connect with your higher self and know what is yours to share as an expression of spirit within you. And know that whatever is shared is an opportunity to step into flow. What is so freely given, let us so freely give is going in, going out. So I invite the ushers to come forward, the greeters to come forward. And we will say our affirmative prayer together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I strive to be. And so it is. All right, beloved community, please know that I will be downstairs as the practitioner on duty to give out one moment miracles. If you would like support on knowing the truth for you and your loved ones, come and receive a prayer. And there will be other practitioners on duty as well. So any one of us will be happy to share with you and know the truth with you. If you have a prayer request during the week, we invite you to send that to prayer@concordiacsl.com, and the practitioners will send a prayer back to you, as well as hold that intention in their own practice during the week. So that's one beautiful thing about being in beloved community, is you have those that can pray with you and for you. So take advantage. So as our service comes to close today, I know the truth of unity and oneness. I know the truth that this is holy ground. Wherever I stand, wherever you stand is holy ground. Take that message into your day, into your week, knowing that the love that flows inward is also your blessing out to the world. So recognizing holy ground is everywhere. I feel gratitude in my heart for this time together. I feel gratitude in my heart for fellowship downstairs. I feel gratitude in my heart for being a part of this community. Join with me now by saying, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Tracy.
Thanks, Tracy. This next piece is going to be an offering of vibrational medicine, and it's a percussion, can be led by our drummer, our famous drummer. And I just want to encourage everyone, if you notice that the pews that you're sitting in, they're made of Mother Earth. If you want to tap on them, rap on them, join in that moment to